evening and happy Great Reset. Our plans are crumbling, but we're still desperately trying to keep our whole house of cards from completely collapsing. Accordingly, what's the latest that's happening with the Freedom Convoy in Canada? Well, it appears as though the truckers and citizens are winning back their freedoms. But can Trudeau do anything to stop them at this point? Oh, he's definitely trying. Fascism versus freedom? Who wins? Let's find out more. Well, so far, the Freedom Convoy, which tyrannical Trudeau says is waving swastikas and doesn't represent Canadians, has gotten 4 provinces to drop their mandates. So far, those provinces are Quebec, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Prince Edward Island. This just in! Americans. Provinces are the same thing as states. 4 provinces declaring freedom over mandates? Trudeau doesn't like it. He stands for what people with swastikas stand for, and the people he accuses of standing for what he stands for stand for love, freedom, and human dignity. The good Prime Minister must have just gotten a little confused with all the hiding he's courageously been doing. The Babylon Bee reports that Trudeau is frustrated with the truckers shutting down Ottawa and wants them to stop shutting down the city so he can shut down the city once again. Trudeau is probably just feeling guilty that he's not able to serve down to his usual standards. And in what can only be described by the media that he controls as another very successful media appearance, Trudeau explained that mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions. What? Most people are either not smart enough to believe that, or they're too smart to believe that. I'm not sure which it is. I'm confused. I must be a moron like Trudeau thinks I am. So let's have what is the anus that's trying to help Klaus Schwab's fantasy of a one-world government ejaculating all over you and I explain more.
Mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions.
He looks more trustworthy with a mask on, because you can't see his lying f***ing face. Play that again.
Mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions.
You heard it here, folks. Mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions. In other words, restrictions are the way to avoid further restrictions. Kind of like if your house is on fire, the way to put it out is to light more of it on fire. And the cure for a broken leg is to break it more. And the way to heal your marriage is to cheat on your wife. But some people don't believe the good Prime Minister. So let me break it down for you. Taking freedoms from people is the path to those people having more freedoms. Freedom is not the path to more freedom. In a world where men can get pregnant all of a sudden, and we wouldn't be lying to you about that, I can say, hand on heart, honest to Karl Marx, mandates are indeed the path to freedom. So could we all please just quit being skeptical so we don't fall into the dangerous trap of thinking for ourselves and think thoughts like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And could we quit trusting our gut instincts that say things like, well, that Trudeau doesn't seem like a trustworthy guy. And instead just think the way the guy that wants to control you wants you to think? Because it's for your protection. Anything otherwise is dangerous, transphobic, racist, alt-right, oppressive, conspiracy theory, misogynistic, contributes to climate change, and is misinformation. I literally said everything in our playbook in that one sentence. So I think it'll probably work. And just to prove how genuine Trudeau is in caring about people, take a look at this.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2+.
As you can see, he goes to painstaking measures to not even bother memorizing the names of groups that he's supposed to pretend to care so much about. But in addition to thinking he's handsome, what else has Trudeau done to protect Canada from the Freedom Convoy that's trying to save Canada? Well, there's strong evidence that his government colluded with Silicon Valley to get GoFundMe to block the $9 million of donations that people were trying to get to the truckers.
We have, through the efforts of Deputy Bell, Christiane Hinault, the mayor and his staff, we've been able to shut down the GoFundMe program.
GoFundMe can go f*** itself. But the Bitcoin community has responded by raising over $5 million worth of Bitcoin donations that have literally gone directly to the truckers because it's decentralized and therefore cuts out the corrupt centralized middleman. Nothing to learn there. Trudeau then further served his masters by making up a new law saying it's illegal to honk horns in Ottawa. Here's how the truckers responded. But that wasn't enough of a restriction to restore freedom, so Trudeau further responded by making up another law, saying it's illegal to have fuel containers in Ottawa. He then ordered police to seize the fuel containers from the truckers. Nothing fascist about that. Here's how the Freedom Convoy responded. Weird how Canadians standing up against tyrannical rule are unwilling to follow new tyrannical rules. It's like they just don't get the big picture and they don't understand. Well, play that clip again.
Mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions.
Future generations will thank you for laying down your swords so they can have the opportunity to never know what freedom feels like. But at least Trudeau can have the Freedom Convoy's trucks towed away. Right? Oh, this just in! All the tow truck companies are refusing to tow the Freedom Convoy. Many of them are refusing, saying they can't because of COVID. Well played. So, in conclusion, with where we're at, things are not looking good for fans of communism right now. When Trudeau's not in hiding, he's in front of a camera with his eyes darting left and right and down, revealing that he's fabricating a story as he's talking, rather than speaking the eye-to-eye truth. He's outlawed honking, he's outlawed fuel, and he's ordered his Gestapos to confiscate fuel, only to have no effect. He's also explained to people that further restrictions are the way to avoid further restrictions. Still, only to have no effect. Yet the Freedom Convoy protesting in Canada for freedom is having the effect of having 4 Canadian provinces drop their mandates so far. How much more will they change? Will Trudeau resign? Stay tuned and we'll see if Trudeau says the science has changed in order to try to save his already toasted ass. Good night. Hey, real quick, I want to let you know I have some brand new additions in my line of Freedom merch. I think you'll love them. You can check them out at awakenwithjp.com. Hey there, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Cacao Bliss. Cacao Bliss has earned its spot in my kitchen for 2 primary reasons. 1, it's absolutely delicious. I love it. And 2, it gives me a nutritional boost that I enjoy. It's filled with 100% raw organic cacao, MCT oil, turmeric, lucuma, and 4 superfoods. It's a nutritional boost. It makes me feel really good, high energy, strong. It makes me feel like a dolphin. I'm enjoying Cacao Bliss every day. I love it in my smoothies. I like to mix it with coffee or nut milk. And I'm a chocolate lover, but Cacao Bliss checks that box for me in a much better way because it's 100% raw organic cacao. So instead of depleting me, it helps replenish me. I love Cacao Bliss so much that I'm gonna marry it. Weddings next week. And I think you'll love Cacao Bliss too. You can grab yours and enjoy it at earthechofoods.com/JP Sears. And please be sure to use the discount code JP to get 15% off. Enjoy.